Sup everybody, James here with another video review for you, and today I'm doing a review of Transformers Prime Deluxe Wheeljack. Now, for those of you who already have watched my videos, you'll know that I've already reviewed this guy, but while using my laptop's webcam, it has this habit to continually freeze. He's at a certain frame of the video and then play the rest of it later. So unfortunately, yeah, that's become a bit of a problem. However, I'm using my dad's flip cam to do a review of this awesome guy. So let's get on with it. So Wheeljack's vehicle mode is a very cool looking streamlined sports car. I am super impressed with it. You have many original G1 colours, the obvious white, the nice bright red, dark green, some grey type colour, tiny little bit of yellow for the back lights, some silver for the wheels, in vehicle mode of course, and some very nice translucent blue for the windshield. So yeah, he does roll very good. Now on his back he has a very cool. He actually has a spoiler. Now I'm impressed that Hasbro have actually implemented that and have been able at the same time been able to make Wheeljack's vehicle mode so streamlined. I mean, that is impressive. So yeah, now in his vehicle mode, he can store his robot weapons, his two swords, beneath him, by two little pegs just about there. So you can still actually remove the swords. Wheeljack still rolls fine without them. And using the little hole you see there, and the little tab up the top there, you can actually peg Wheeljack's swords into his vehicle mode, into the front of his car form. What do I think of this? It's an impressive idea, but I'm not just that big into it. I mean, he looks like a white car, a normal white sports car with two giant silver blades sticking out of him. No duh, stupid. Oh, shut up. Nah, I'm just kidding. So yeah, you can take the swords out. I'll get onto that in robot mode in just a minute or two. However, I know that there are many original G1 Wheeljack fans. Don't worry, I have nothing against you guys. Unfortunately, I was never really an original G1 fan, particularly of Wheeljack, because, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of Wheeljack, because although yes, many people like him because of his intelligent ways and stuff like that, but really I wasn't just a huge fan of it. However, whenever I soon learned that Wheeljack was going to be in Transformers Prime, I thought, oh great, they're bringing a geek into it. I was wrong. As we all know if you've watched Transformers Prime. Wheeljack is a super cool warrior, a former member of the Wreckers. So this is an impressive idea. Now Wheeljack's personality and all have gotten a major upgrade. So Hasbro, I give you 2 thumbs up for the coolness of the new Wheeljack. So yeah. Now as for the transformation, which I'll have to get onto now, the first thing you're gonna want to do is actually split the windshield. So very carefully just split it, and then this little curve here, you're actually just gonna separate it. Hopefully this goes well. Yeah. Just carefully like that, hoping not to break anything at the same time. So then the next thing you're going to do is go to the top section of here and sort of just wiggle it about a little bit, being careful at the same time of course, and then just fold it up like that. At the same time, then afterwards just go to the other side, try getting it free, just fold it up and around. If I can move the camera up and move it back a little bit. So there we go. Now, sorry, my mistake. I was thinking of another stage. Now for the rest of the car, you're going to want to take this little piece here and just very simply disconnect it and then fold it up. As for these bits in here, you're going to need to fold these up and about, just so the bottom waist part here gets enough clearance. So after doing that, you then have enough space to fold the rest of it down. This will form the legs. As for these top bits, you're actually going to want to fold, not that bit, of course, fold these bits down and around and just up a little bit, so that way these little rectangular type holes are facing directly upward and straight. So just very carefully do that. As for the arms now, they're a very easy transformation, and unfortunately we've seen them before, or at least I think I've seen them somewhere before. So you very simply just fold it down, bend it around at the elbow, and then this little piece here, you actually just want to separate it from the white panel, flip it around like so, push it back in, and then pivot out the hand. Unfortunately with my Wheeljack, with his left elbow, he has a habit of, popping the lower part of his arm out. So unfortunately that gets a little bit annoying, but not to worry, that won't bring down the ratings. So on the opposite side, fold it out and about, get it out, and such. So there we have the arms. As for the legs, which I am really impressed with, you actually split them in half. Then this little piece here, you actually fold around like that. You need to separate first, of course, but fold it around. Then at the top of the leg here, you need to just spin it around so it's facing forward. And his arm came off. Great. Ah, there we go. Now after doing that, this part, push up and fold over. And then you may want to fold the knee pad out and fold up the foot. So on the opposite side again, fold up, over to the side, flip the foot forward, and then fold out the knee pad. As for the top piece of the car, first off, what you're going to do is separate it from this little piece, which you can simply do by just pushing down. Very easy to separate, and then fold down. First off, you'll now get to see his head. Now, by putting your thumb here and holding down with your two fingers at the top here, just push up and his head will then spring up. And there are no springs or anything, by the way, so now there are 3 pegs inside here, one at this point, and up here, and they will peg into the 2 holes here and a little one just here. You may need to just move the arms about until you can officially confirm that it has been pegged into place. Last thing to do is separate these little bits at the back. Very easy. And here we have Transformers Prime Wheeljack in robot mode. Good God, this guy is awesome. Truthfully, I haven't picked up a Transformer like this guy for a long time. So, thumbs up. Oof. Big thumb. Thumbs up, Hasbro. Now, I am super impressed with the kind of original G1 Wheeljack head sculpt. Especially with this kind of side blade type things. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this guy. I'll get into articulation, then I'll talk about him later. The head itself can actually go side to side. It can go 360. He can actually look all the way up and down a little bit. His arms, I'll actually move the camera back. His arms can go forward and back. They can go out a little bit, but not by much. But they can actually pivot about at the joint up here, and they can actually go in and out like that. They bend at the top here due to the transformation, and then they actually bend at the elbow. No waist articulation, but not to worry. The legs themselves can go forward and back, in and out, bend at the knee, and because the foot is actually at a ball joint here, it can pivot straight forward, all the way down, and then kind of a little bit to the side, but all the way to the outer side. So that's actually pretty impressive. And a lot of articulation. The only downside I find about this figure are 1 or 2 tiny things. One is I don't see an Autobot symbol right there. Unfortunately, that's the only major bad thing I can say about it. The other is that I feel that there isn't a lot more articulation in the arms. Maybe an extra ball joint in around here, or somewhere just up and around here. But don't worry, I'm not disappointed. Oh, and by the way, besides the arms, besides the pivoting at the bending at the elbow, the wrists, the hands themselves can actually pivot 360 and pivot in and out. Unfortunately, as I may have said earlier, my Wheeljack has a terrible habit of his arm popping out from the elbow, so yeah, that's kind of annoying me a little bit, but not to worry. As for Wheeljack's swords that we saw earlier, you can actually, before you hold them in his hands, which I'm actually just going to show off now, you can hold them in normally, you can hold them in the opposite way, so yeah. You can actually store the swords in two different ways. The first is, like we've seen on the TV show, with this little hole here. Very simply just slide the swords down. So, yeah, very simply like that. And then using the little peg or the little stick out point on the sword and the little hole in the arm or in the top shoulder, you can actually just peg the sword into it, you know, for storage if you want it. So yeah. Alrighty, well, really, this guy cost me maybe about, where I live in the UK, Northern Ireland, this guy cost me about 13 sterling pounds. I'm not annoyed by it, don't worry, that was totally fine price. Unfortunately, the arm is a bit of a problem, but it's not going to bring down the rating, and because of that, I'm going to give this guy a solid, to hell with it, a solid 10. Yes. I know it. Although I may have complained a little bit about no Autobot symbol and the lack of articulation and the stupid elbow, really, this is an awesome figure. I mean, I haven't seen many guys this amazing for quite some time. The last figure I think I was really impressed with was some of the Hunt for the Decepticon figures, and that was, you know, maybe this time last year or the year before. But, you know, this guy I'm really amazed with. So, thumbs up, Hasbro. That's this review complete. Alrighty, this is Knight/2020 Junior. Subscribe to my channel for videos and more. Like me on Facebook by searching for Knight/2020 Junior. Have a nice day. See you all around. Until next time, guys. Have a nice. See ya. And be sure to pick up this guy, for he is so awesome. Bye.